Come on.
Thank you. No, she has a headset today.
It's the princess.
Whatever matter, princess?
I don't know. I just started crying for no reason.
Should we? Hey, princess, were you eating this before you started crying?
Yes.
No wonder you're crying. Onions can make people cry.
Oh, really? I didn't know. I've never taken a bite out of one before. I was so hungry, you see. So I went down to the kitchen for a snack. But Cook was gone, and all I could find was this onion. And I thought if I used my imagination and pretended really hard it was an apple, it would taste like an apple. But when I took a bite out of it, I started crying. And I didn't know why I was crying. I thought I must be sad about something because people cry when they're sad. But I didn't know why I was sad, and that made me cry even harder. And then you came. Who are you?
My name is Albert.
Albert. That's a nice name. My name's Gwendolyn. Princess Gwendolyn.
Princess, do you remember what I told you about pretending?
Yes, pretending is fun, but don't take it too far. Take care or you could wind up with a scar.
Her imagination is quite bizarre.
See? I got this scar on my chin when I was pretending to be like Jack in the beanstalk. I imagined I had my own special beans that I planted, and they sprouted and grew into a ginormous beanstalk. But it was really just the old oak tree in the garden. And I climbed up the beanstalk, but then I fell all the way down and hit my hands and knees and hit my chin on a sharp rock. And after that, Eldrick and my father told me I mustn't get carried away when I'm imagining things, or I could really, really hurt myself.
Wow.
As you can see, the princess has quite the imagination.
What types of things do you like to imagine, Albert?
Well, I've always imagined what it would be like to be at the score table. That's why I came here. I just arrived today, and Eldrick and Slapslot are training me.
Guess you can check Save a Damsel in Distress off your list, huh, Albert?
Sometimes I like to pretend I'm a knight. I imagine I'm charging into battle on my horse or fighting a fearsome dragon. But then I usually end up breaking something. Like that time I was running through the Great Hall and knocked a vase and broke it.
Slapslot has already taught me some of the basics of sword fighting.
I wish I could learn how to use a sword.
I sure don't. Speaking of which, that reminds me, we should probably get back to your training, Albert.
I should like to introduce him to my father first. It wouldn't take long.
I don't know about that, princess. The king is a very busy man.
He wouldn't mind, especially since Albert helped me. I think he'd like to meet him. I'll go get him.
The king?
Hey, Albert, you okay? You're as white as a sheep.
Yeah, I think you mean white as a sheet.
Hello? Anybody home?
This is really happening. I'm going to meet the king.
Okay. Now, you've got to remember to bow and make sure that you call him your majesty.
Got it.
You've got to make a good impression.
Now, don't make him any more nervous than he already is, Sir Laugh-a-Lot. Albert, just be yourself. And when you're finished, come and find us outside afterwards.
I will, thank you.
Oh, this is the boy I'd like you to meet, Father. Oh, dear. Albert! Albert, wake up!
Ugh.
It's a pleasure to meet you, young man. You may rise.
I was crying when Albert, Eldrick, and Sir Laugh-a-Lot found me. Albert figured out right away that it was because of the onion and helped me stop crying.
What am I going to do with you, Gwendolyn? Thank you for helping me with my very imaginative daughter, Albert.
Albert is trying to be a knight of your square table, Father. He just arrived at the castle today.
Aha! You are most welcome here. Knighthood is a very high calling. I rely upon my knights to guard the kingdom and to stand for truth. May you train well and prove yourself worthy.
Your Majesty.
Will Eldrick and Sir Lancelot be training you then?
Yes, Your Majesty.
You couldn't be trained by two finer people. I look forward to what God's going to do in your life. I must return to my duties now. There is much to do. In 2 days' time, we travel to a nearby village where we settle a dispute between some noblemen. Off with you now, and no more snacking on raw onions.
Yes, Father. I'll never make that mistake again. I still am very hungry, though. I think I'll go see if Cook is back with any real apples. Do you think you can find your way outside all right, Albert?
Yes.
I'll see you later then.
Bye.
Hello there.
Your Grace, I didn't see you there.
The princess is a delightful young lady, isn't she? So charming and, creative.
You could say that.
I just happened to be passing by and I saw you with the king.
Yes, Princess wanted to introduce me to him, and I got to meet him on my first day.
How exciting. It was very thoughtful of the king to take time out of his busy schedule to meet you.
Yes, it was. Sounds like he has a long dream planned soon, though.
Is that so? Did he say where he was going and when?
He said he was going to a nearby village to settle a dispute of some sort in a couple of days.
I wonder what village. Albert, do you think you could find out for me?
I don't know.
Oh, that's okay. I'm just planning a banquet for the king and his nobles, and I thought if I knew where he was going, I would know how far away it is, how long it would take them to get back, and what night I should plan the banquet.
That makes sense. I can ask Princess and let you know.
Oh, Albert, thank you. If you do this for me, I won't forget.
Bye. Eldrick, Celestial, back. It's just me, George. How are you, boy?
Oh, Albert, how'd it go with the king? Were you nervous? Hey, that reminds me of a joke. Which of the king's knights never doubted himself?
I don't know. Who?
Certain. Get it? Certain? Certain?
I think Albert and George have had enough of your jokes for one day.
Yeah. I guess you're right. I do need some new material. Aha. Maybe Sir Percival can help.
Albert, I have something for you. You know how you've dreamed your whole life of becoming a knight? Well, more important than becoming a knight is becoming God's child. Now, a knight needs his armor. Well, there is another kind of armor that God gives his children to wear. It's invisible, but just as real. The first piece of that spiritual armor is the belt of truth. When you wear this belt of truth, let it be a physical reminder to you of the spiritual armor given from God. The belt of truth helps us to tell the truth, just as God does. Stand, therefore, having fastened the belt of truth, giving you an unshakable faith in God and His Word.
Thank you, Eldrick. But Eldrick, how do you become God's child?
Let's sit down. Well, Albert, there are two kingdoms, the good kingdom and the bad kingdom. The good kingdom belongs to God, and the bad, it's Satan's. When we're born into the bad kingdom. From early childhood, we disobey God's commands, That's sin. Sin is what separates us from God and the good kingdom. But God, He sent His Son Jesus as a perfect substitute for our sin. Jesus lived a perfect life. He died in our place, and He rose from the dead so that we could receive God's forgiveness. We need only admit that we are sinners and that we need Jesus. If we do this, we will receive God's forgiveness, and He will make us His child and give us special armor to wear, which will give us an unshakable faith and help us to stand strong against evil.
Thank you, Eldrick. I have a lot to think about after today.
Yes, you do, Albert. And as you do think about things, I would like for you to be studying the Book of Truth.
That's right. A special copy you gave me. I left it here earlier. Did you see it, Eldrick?
No, Albert. I haven't seen it since I gave it to you.
Hello, Eldrick. Hello, Albert. Oh, hey, George. Don't worry, I didn't forget about here. Here's your treat. What's the matter?
I lost something. The book of truth Eldrick gave me. I left it here earlier, but it's gone. I've got to find it.
Wait up, Albert. I can help.
Albert, let's think about things. Maybe we could retrace your steps. Albert!